The dismal stunt of Delta State Governor Dr. Okowa through 3 of his clearly clueless commissioners last Tuesday in Asaba on what they termed arrangement to regulate the constitution of community development associations in the state is only the latest installment in a steady stream of befuddling programs and bizarre blunders from the obviously confused stables of Delta State Government House, even as the governor continues to struggle with the looming reality of his impending exit from the corridors of power. According to the rather comical presentation by the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Josiah Bozimo, the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Charles Anyago, and their Women Affairs and Community Development counterparts, represented by her Permanent Secretary, Mrs. Kebe Agas, the Women Affairs Ministry is to superintend the registration of these associations, even as it is to exercise oversight functions over them, while the Ministry of Justice will be responsible for drafting the laws that will govern their activities, taking note to mention that there is no political undertone in the proposed exercise. Truth is, this is just another especially dangerous and indeed most irresponsible plot to politicize what have always been non-partisan umbrella platforms for the indigenous and ancestral families of the various localities to develop their towns, villages and communities within the context of an overarching paradigm of togetherness, inclusiveness, and plurality. In short, Governor Okowa's latest ploy to plunge Delta State into statewide and protracted crisis is basically a plot to dismantle already existing structures devoid of political affiliation into full-blown appendages of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in a bid to subordinate the entire town, village, and community architecture of the state to his personal whims and vainglorious caprices. This is dubious registration of communities association scheme is obviously a smokescreen to permanently silence communities that have recently woken from their slumber to protest the Okowa administration's years of neglect by mounting roadblocks in order to draw attention to their plight. This is clearly obscene scheme to hijack all the community development associations in Delta State in one fell swoop of a single operation is merely an attempt on the part of Okowa and PDP to embark on the PDPification of the entire town and village structures of the state, while subjecting community leaders across the length and breadth of the state to a personality cult in a bid to attain the comprehensive Okowanization of Delta State as a whole. It is said that those the gods wish to destroy, they first make mad, and doubtless something quite diabolical has taken hold of the apparatus of governance in Delta State, given that this insanely ambitious gimmick to level an entire state before one man while humiliating indigenous communities throughout the state has never been attempted by any governor or indeed president anywhere in the entire country before. The All Progressive Congress APC Delta State makes bold to say that Okowa's plan is dead on arrival and will not see the light of the day in this state. If Governor Okowa is obsessed with stooping lower than he already has and involving himself in village matters, he should confine his shenanigans to his own village. If, as the governor of Delta, he has so completely run out of ideas and must now descend into the fray of town unionism by wresting control of the various towns, villages, hamlets, and communities that his cash and carry administration has woefully failed to develop from the elders, leaders, and development communities and associations across the state. He is advised to restrict himself to his Owa Alero enclave if his town people would be foolish enough to let him pollute their communal affairs, as he has already poisoned the politics of Delta State. This latest show of shame by this colossal failure of an administration is not only an unconscionable provocation and intolerable insult to the sense and sensibilities of Deltans, but poses a grave security threat if allowed to proceed and not immediately halted. There is nothing as potentially volatile in Delta State than community matters, and this bewilderingly idiotic scheme to appropriate each and every community across the state by the PDP is a recipe for monumental disaster. It is not the entitlement of any government to dissolve community development committees or town unions through legislative sophistry and legal subterfuge of registration, double registration, re-registration, and reconstitution of their organs and structures. Indeed, this utterly insanity on the part of a monumental mistake of an administration in the last 15 minutes of its completely unimpactful existence is just a cheap and very poorly thought out scam to plant PDP moles in the executives of absolutely every community development association and committee in Delta State. Our towns and villages across our beloved state belong to the various indigenous tribes and ethnic nationalities which make up Delta State, and not to any governor or even local state or federal government for that matter. It is the height of executive rascality and Machiavellian excess for any governor to be so bold, brazen, arrogant, and audacious as to seek to seize our towns and villages from the good people of the state while transferring control of their various communities to a political party. Clearly, our terrible mistake of a governor, Senator Actor Ifeanyi Okowa, is now a full-fledged dictator, tyrannical ruler, and imperial despot rather than a democratically elected servant of the people. My viewers, at home, this is all we can take for now. Ensure you subscribe to our channel, make this report very spread this report across all these platforms. Thanks, God bless. And then for a more fast update, please ensure you subscribe to our channel for more update, and ensure you spread this report, share this report across all these platforms. Like I said earlier, thanks, God bless. Do join us in the other news, and bye for now.